There's torn up pages in this book, words that tell me I'm no good, chapters that define me for so long. But the hands of grace and endless love dusted off and picked me up, told my heart that hope is never gone. God is in this story, God is in the details, even in the broken parts. He holds my heart, He never fails. When I'm at my weakest, I will trust in Jesus. Always in the highs and lows, the one who goes before me. God is in this story.
Of course, when anybody hears the word cancer, it's like devastating. You don't know what the next steps are. You know, you don't know where to turn, and you don't know who to turn to. At that point, I was working with Northwood Manor in the housekeeping department, and Bill Sparks used to come and do like a kind of like a ministry service. And I would kind of hang around the corner and listen. And I thought, man, this guy's really encouraging, you know. So, and at that time I had just found out, you know, that I went through cancer or had cancer, and I was in treatment. And then that began my journey of working with Gilead Ministries. So I've been with them 16 years. It's the best cancer ministry organization I've ever come across.
So if the storm you're walking through feels like it's too much and you wonder if He even cares at all, well, hold on tight to what you know. He promised He won't let you go. His song of healing's written in His scars.
God is in this story, God is in the details, even in the broken parts. He holds my heart, He never fails. When I'm at my weakest, I will trust in Jesus. Always in the highs and lows, the one who goes before me. God is in this story.
I was diagnosed with adrenoleukodystrophy and hypoadrenocorticism, or ALD, and Addison's disease. I found out my uncle was not doing very well, and I found out that he had it. So we found out it was genetic disease, and then we ended up testing the whole family, and I was the lucky one who had it. So that's how I found out that I had ALD and Addison's disease. Originally, they started off with this stuff called Lorenzo's oil. They actually made a movie on it back in the, I think it was 1980s. So I tried that stuff, and it didn't help me, but they now are doing more things to help work on that and see if they can correct it. Then I went and found out I could go through a bone marrow transplant, and that is what I did in February of 2009. For the bone marrow transplant, my donor was my younger brother Cyrus, who at that time was actually 5 years old. Yeah, so at that point I was 8 and he was 5, so for him, he doesn't hardly remember really anything. He remembers the ice cream that he got after the procedure, but that's about all he remembers. For me, I really mostly only remember the good stuff, which is kind of a miracle. I've been told a lot of things that happened in between, but for me, I was an 8-year-old, so that was almost 11 years ago now, and that's just not something I can remember a ton of. I remember, like, when I took a shower, it felt like rocks beating on my back just because of all the chemotherapy that I went through and all the way that my nerves were hit at that point. It was a long process, but I remember so many good things, and I didn't really know a ton about Gilead as an 8-year-old. I just knew that my parents knew some people from there, and that was about the extent of it. But then I was in the hospital, and I remember getting all these stuffed animals and these cards of hope and encouragement with Bible verses, and people like specifically took the time to handwrite me a card. they took the time to do that for me. And just that fact that someone cared about me that much that didn't know me brought so much joy and hope into my life that it's something that I just can't explain to anybody. So I went to a small school in Indiana with about 200 kids, K through 12, and Gilead, we partnered with Gilead to, I actually got to help write those letters as a high schooler to other people. I got to bring in gifts to help for things through Christmas and way too many things to even count. And it was all because of Gilead. It really was because of them that they helped me, and then it was really cool that they reached out to us and said, hey, because you went through this, would you like to give it back too? And it was a really cool experience to be able to know what it was like, that I could give back the same way.
God is in this story. If it reads like addiction, if it reads like disease, He's the one who frees the prisoner.
He's the healer of all things.
If it reads like depression, if it reads broken home,
He's the one who holds your sorrow.
He won't leave you here alone. God is in this story. God is in the details. Even in the broken parts, He holds my heart. He never fails.
Hi, my name is Ann Tisdale, and in July of 2011, I was diagnosed with stage 4 squamous cell carcinoma, which was in the floor of my mouth, my tongue, and my jaw area. I began to rapidly lose weight because I could not eat, nor could I talk, but I kept smoking. At this point, I knew that it was cancer and that I was dying. The next week was, after seeing the doctor, was probably the longest week of my life. At night, as I was lying in bed, I gave my heart to God. And it wasn't because I was sick. It was because I needed something bigger, something powerful that I knew could help me through this. After my first surgery, I had 6 chemo treatments in a row, and then I had 37 radiation treatments. That was horrible. I was burnt from the middle of my chest all the way up to my nose. That probably was the worst pain that I had ever felt. As horrible as all of this sounds, I don't dwell on the pain and fear. I concentrate on His love for me and how good it must be. Because I know that without Him I would not be breathing this. Cancer did not kill me, it actually saved my life.